So I'm in Murakami, Niigata. If you don't know where that is, it is on the Sea of Japan side from Niigata City up about an hour. Niigata is a pretty large prefecture, and I went today to a little town that's about an hour north of that, closer to the Yamagata border. It's still in Murakami, Niigata, and in that town, they had, the most amazing school that had been converted from a school to a hotel. And I was just walking around here. There was no signal to do a live stream, so I went there and I actually filmed it and created a little bit of video for you. But to put things into context before we go into the abandoned school, let me show you exactly on the map in Japan where this place is. This is a Google map that I created just a little bit earlier here. See if I can launch it here. Yeah, so we're coming down here. I guess Japan is upside down. That was Hokkaido on the bottom of the screen. This is Niigata Prefecture on the Sea of Japan side, and we're spiraling into Murakami. Good evening, Kelvin. Nice to see you. Joy is here as well. There it is. You can see there's not a lot around this place. There's a lot of hills. There's a train line. Do you see that? That's a road and the train line that cuts through the mountain there. So it is accessible by train, and it's a very scenic train. The Uetsu line, the JR Uetsu line, follows the coast of the Sea of Japan. So it's a really beautiful trip here. Right in the center of your screen where those buildings are, that's the abandoned school. There's a hospital and an abandoned school, and we're going to be going in to that. Boom. Welcome back. Yeah. Now, a little bit of background story. I might have said this when I was doing the video. The school closed down in 1996, 2 years before I got to Japan. So that's 27 years ago. And for 5 years, there was nothing going on in that school. I think they said they might have been doing community sumo lessons, which is an interesting backstory. But for the most part, it was abandoned. They weren't doing anything. And then in 2001, the community came together and created, I'm still a little bit clear if it's a private or a public business, public meaning funded by the local government, but they turned that abandoned school into a community center and a hotel. See, the population of that area had completely, like over the last 50 years, gone down. It's hard to use a word like completely, but it was much less. So there wasn't a need for two physical schools. They built another school in a neighboring town, and everybody going to middle school had to travel now to another area. Irvin is also here in Japan. He is across in Nagano, which isn't very far away. Irvin, nice to see you. Thank you, buddy. Let's go inside this school. This is a little movie. It's about 3 minutes long with music. I don't know how loud the music is, so just be forewarned. Here we go into the abandoned school. It's 3 minutes long here. This is a really rural part of Murakami City in Niigata Prefecture, and that behind me right there is an abandoned junior high school. It closed in 1996, and in 2001 it was repurposed as a community center and a place to stay with local hospitality. It's really cheap. It's 4,000 yen a night. That doesn't include meals, but the rooms are pretty basic, and they've repurposed, I should say, the classrooms to become guest rooms. Let's go inside and take a look around. Like this, it had just so much space. But I can imagine. So it used to be a cafeteria. They would prepare the food in here.
その中旬から1ヶ月経って鮭の方が
Fascinating that they were able to repurpose this building, and inside it looks really nice. They've been using it now for about 22 years for this fashion, and again with the train access, it's pretty convenient to come up the coast. The Uetsu line is a really scenic one that hugs the coast of here in Niigata, so just for that it might be worth it. Not that far away from Murakami City, which in itself has a ton of attractions that I showed you in other live streams on this channel. But yeah, let's go to the other hotel where I'll be staying tonight. And that would be right here. Welcome back to the hotel I'm staying at tonight. You know, when I saw that today, I was really inspired because everybody knows that Japan's population is decreasing in every rural area. I don't think there's any place that's increasing the population. Tokyo now has 30%. Last time I checked, 30% of Japan's population lives in Tokyo, in the metropolitan area there. That might include Yokohama, but that's still a ridiculous amount of people concentrated in one place. And there's a massive country, comparatively of the size of those 30% that's crammed in there. There's a massive country here. A lot of it is decaying. A lot of it has open spaces where people used to be, and they're not. And that presents a lot of opportunities where entrepreneurs can come in there and do something like that. One of the reasons why it might be complicated is because when you do that, you might get a discount or a very cheap property, sometimes free, but there's a catch. You have to pay for the renovations and the safety of the building. The larger it is, the more expensive the costs are. So a free school that you might have an idea for a business might have a starting cost of $200,000 or more to earthquake-proof it for the current code. Something to think about when you take an akiya or an abandoned house or an abandoned school. There are hundreds of abandoned schools from what I've been told across the country. Most of them have the same problem. The population is declining. The kids that are school age have to move to another town, and that property, they can't tear it down either, so it becomes abandoned. And some entrepreneurs are making use of that. I have a friend up in Akita who started a school called the Akita Inaka School to study Japanese. For if you're a foreign tourist or you're coming to Japan to study, you can go up there. That was a repurposed school to another kind of school, and it's now become like the heart of the renovation, the change of that city, which is really exciting up there in Akita. So we have some viewers that are going to be going up there this year since the tourism opened up. So I think I'm falling in love with this side of Japan, the Sea of Japan side, over the last couple of years, especially during the pandemic. I've made several trips, sometimes with Kanai. Leo hasn't been my son, but we continuously come here and we're charmed by the people, by the food. Oh my gosh, the food, the people, and the prices of living is just, it's maybe, it feels like it's half of what it is in Tokyo. And you can really focus on your work because there's not a lot of other stuff to do. I like that part of it. I see Peter is here. You look like you're in a hospital gown. This is a Japanese yukata. You want to see? So you wear it when you're a ryokan, it makes a lot of sense to do that because if you're going to be going to the public bath, usually every one of these traditional Japanese inns has a bath that you can go to. You probably want to have this because you can get naked faster. There's nothing underneath here, which is the same of any. If you wore a t-shirt, there's nothing underneath. So don't get excited about that comment. But there's nothing underneath here except for me. And when you go to the bath, you don't want to take off shirts and pants and stuff. You just go whoosh, throw it in the basket, and you can get into the bath. Irvin knows. He's in a ryokan as well. Irvin, one of our viewers here that has been to Japan more times than I have, because I never really leave. But Irvin probably is the champion of visiting Japan. There's a couple of you out there watching that have been back and forth more than me. So that's about it. Speaking of food, this afternoon I had unagi, which was so delicious. It comes from the local river here. Unagi is freshwater eel, and anago is saltwater eel coming from the ocean. So lunch was super amazing today. And I can't even explain to you all the foods I had today. This would take like 1 hour. I ate so much already. What makes this town so unique to me is the food and the landscape. We're on the sea. It's the coastal region of Niigata. We're far away from city centers, but the rice in Niigata is famous. The vegetables and fruits here are amazing. The seafood, no question. You have the Sea of Japan. I saw some crabs today. We ate some at dinner that were just out of sight. You have maguro. You got every kind of fish probably that you can find and be happy with in the Sea of Japan. It's crazy. There is a place here just above the hotel. Check this out. This is crazy. All right. This is right outside the hotel. That tower. Did you see the steam coming from that tower? That tower is onsen water. Yeah, we got an onsen in this ryokan, which is a hot spring. That onsen water, it spouts out of there where that tower is, and there's a place that like a cabinet, and I didn't know what this was. I opened it up, and there was a bunch of eggs in there. So residents of the city of Murakami can come here, and you can put your eggs in this wooden cabinet filled with hot water that comes naturally geothermically heated from the ground. You can put your eggs in there and create your own onsen tamago, which I guess it gives a lot of vitamins into the eggs and boils it for free. It's crazy good. It's just like, it's 100 meters away. So in the morning, I'm gonna see if I can find some eggs at the convenience store and take a basket of onsen tamago to Kanai as a present. Maybe not the most romantic present, but you don't know Kanai. She really loves that kind of stuff. Peter knows. She likes the onsen tamago. That's a great present, you know. So that's like right up there. They also famous here for Murakami Gyu, which is the Wagyu beef. It's so close to Yonezawa, and I have a video on the main channel, the edited channel, showing you how they raise and grow and make the beef up there, the A5 ranked Yonezawa beef. It's like, this is the next town over. And I gotta say, I can't really taste too much of a difference. I have to say Yonezawa's, just because it's a brand, it has the reputation behind it, so it tastes just a little bit better because you're like, whoa, it's Yonezawa beef. But Murakami beef holds its own. I was really impressed. Tomorrow I'm going to be having Murakami curry rice. So I don't know how Wagyu does in curry, but we're gonna find out for breakfast. That's what they told me the breakfast was here. It's gonna be Murakami beef curry. So I'm kind of excited and then also kind of confused because that's, you know, a little heavy for breakfast for me. I like sweets, not salt. I don't know. Who's here for French toast? You know, pancakes, waffles with blueberries. That's, you know, coffee, milk, breakfast sausages, link. There's also, I have this passport here, and this allows me to go to the hotel by the seaside. This hotel I'm staying at isn't right on the sea, but I can walk across the street in this which is kind of weird maybe, but I can go straight into the bath over there with this passport, which allows me to go to the seaside. It is official. Do you see that stamped with the date? I have to return it at the front desk. They told me don't walk away with it. So there you go. I do think that what they're doing here in Murakami is really exciting. Across from here is the skateboard park. They created a auditorium-like building, like, I don't know, like like an arena for skateboarding. I did a live stream on this last month. It is incredible. It's because I think the Olympic gold skateboarder was Japanese from this town. And one of the reasons why this town produces some of the best skateboarders is because of, you know, an acceptance of skateboard culture in this town. I'm not a skateboarder. I know very little about it. I once, when I was 11 years old, I once saw a kid do 720. He did a 360 2 times. And that's how I knew 2 full spins was a 720. Not by math, but because of skateboarding. So I learned basically like geometry from skateboarding, watching other people do it. I only broke my arm. I only fractured my arm twice as a kid. I never broke it, which is probably because I was skateboarding. But we're playing a sport in elementary school called Kill the Man with the Ball. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't start the game, but the name of the game was Kill the Man with the Ball, and we would throw the ball at people, not me, but other people, because I was usually the one who was the recipient, and you would have to catch the ball and run away, and everybody would tackle you. Oh my gosh. This was a game. Kill the Man with the Ball. That was pretty brutal. And if you didn't catch the ball and you ran away from the ball, there's a certain group of kids that would just go and tackle you. Like, so you'd want to catch the ball. At least if you catch the ball and ran, you have a fighting chance. If somebody threw the ball at you, you didn't catch it and you ran away, they would just chase you and then you have no chance. You would eventually get tackled. I did pretty good with that because I would take the ball and then I would run away. Or I would throw the ball away and then run away. Either way, I didn't get tackled that much. I was pretty fast. There are reasons why. I was bullied quite a bit for my speed and agility. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm here to talk about abandoned schools. Do you guys have any questions before we end this live stream? I've talked too much already. We're having some fun here. Oh, I can show you. That's not fair. It isn't fair. It's because we're school kids. There's no fair. So basically rugby. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was sort of like, Kill the Man with the Ball is basically rugby, American version maybe, except you don't need a rugby ball and there's no rules except just tackling. Yeah. You just throw the ball. And we loved it. It's better if you're a spectator, but sometimes somebody gets hurt and then we all ran away. All right, this is do you want to see this? Click the like button and I will show this to you. This is a video that's queued up of my bento on the train. For the last 2 years, and I came here on the Shinkansen line. I believe it's the Joetsu Shinkansen, right? The Joetsu Shinkansen to Niigata City. And then from there, we took a bus to Murakami this time. But last time, I took a connecting train. And on the train from Tokyo, I picked up an Ekiben. This is my favorite Ekiben. It's back. After about a 2-year hiatus, I didn't see this Ekiben for 2 years. I don't know why. I think maybe it was just a reduction in passengers. But they brought back the Tokyo Bento. Oh, the best thing about the Tokyo Bento might be the box. But there are some good things inside. Did you click the like button? I hope so, because I can't even see it because I'm using a third-party software here. All right, let's just do this here. Ready? that's the video there. See that you get rewarded by clicking like by seeing a new video like that. That's kind of neat, huh? You can hear the Shinkansen's going by, the zooming there. You're not supposed to talk loudly on the Shinkansen still, and they ask you to wear a mask and all that. Yeah, the box, probably the best thing about the Tokyo Bento. The price is 1,850 yen, which is a little bit steep. For the US dollar, it's about $15 for that. But again, that box is something you would take home. It's really nice, but I don't need any boxes at home, so I threw it away. But that salmon and the egg in there, out of sight. It's really good. Even for breakfast, that works pretty good. The choices of Ekiben are amazing out of Tokyo Station. You gotta get one if you ever ride the Shinkansen. But Irvin is in a rental car, so unfortunately our buddy in Nagano will not be eating a bento on the Shinkansen, unless you took a Shinkansen to get the Nagano. Let's ask Irvin if there's any snow in Nagano right now. I'll tell you right now, there's no snow in Murakami, although I believe it might snow tomorrow, and there's going to be an accumulation of snow over this next week. The weather's going to start to dip, and the next week it's supposed to be really cold with a lot of snow falling. So right now, a lot of the snow that happened in December has melted away throughout Japan. Japan's pretty warm right now, and a cold spell will be coming again. It happens like this all the time. It doesn't really stay. So far it's been a really light year for snow. Even H-Go Yuzawa, I heard a lot of it had melted away. Irvin's writing in here, no snow predicted for tomorrow, which is good if you're going to the monkey park, the Jigokudani, but you did that today. There's nothing more beautiful than the snow falling with the monkeys in the hot onsen, but even when I went, you can't time it where that happens. So you take what you can get. I'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow. Thanks for the questions, everybody. And if you have some more, you can go to the Discord server. We have a community of 16,000 people there. And if you're thinking about traveling to Japan, or if you are in Japan and you want to talk with people to get some ideas, go there. We're looking for people. If you are a regular Discord user, we would appreciate the boost. We're a community where we really take advantage of the benefits that come with that, and we're really thankful if you do give us a boost. It's a Discord thing. It's free, so anybody can join us there, which is really nice, really friendly. You took the Hokuriku Shinkansen, right? It's in Irvin. Okay, yeah, that's what makes you on the other side. There's, I don't know, what is like a dozen or so different Shinkansen lines in Japan, and the newest one in Nagasaki. But it's not just one Shinkansen going up and down between Tokyo and Osaka. The network has been expanding over the last 20 years, and it's going to continue to expand. In 2030, I believe they'll be opening up, or maybe it was pushed back and delayed, a new Shinkansen line connecting Nagoya in like 45 minutes. It's ridiculously fast. So, you know, getting around Japan has never been easier by train. And then in the last live stream, we talked about if maybe some places are better to fly to than it is to take a train. So they do have plane passes to get around, which could be something that might be more beneficial, because time is money. If you only have 1 week in Japan, sometimes flying is better than taking the train. Yeah, and I have an episode on that coming as well. Thank you everybody for watching. I will be back tomorrow. I probably will do another live stream in Murakami if I can. We're supposed to be eating a monster kaisendon tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to, but I kind of feel like I need to do some exercise after today. Like I ate that unagi bento and Ekiben. We had a massive kaiseki dinner as well, just like Irvin's. Yours was better than mine, man. My dinner does not compare with what you... I wish you could share photos here, Irvin, because the food you ate and the pictures you took, that depth of field, what lens were you using? It was just beautiful, beautiful food photos. So I'll see you tomorrow in Murakami, and I'll see what I can show you, because this channel, Only Japan Go, as you can tell, I'm focusing more on the countryside, places that you probably have never heard of, but if you see it, you might want to go there, right? So this year in particular, I will do some in Tokyo and city places, but I really want to focus in on rural Japan, Chiho, we call it, like the countryside, localities, because they're the places that offer things that you're looking for, and you just don't know about it because nobody talks about it. A lot of the other YouTubers focus basically on Tokyo because you actually get a lot of views. When I did Hiruzen in Okayama, an area probably not a lot of people have ever focused on, we didn't get so many views, like maybe 30% of what normally we would have gotten if we did Tokyo views. So I can see why YouTubers would focus on Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. But I think for this channel, this has always been an experimental channel. Its mission is to go places and show you an experience that's different live. You know, if I mess up, it can be quite embarrassing. Aichi Prefecture, I haven't been there in a while. So possibly I'll go through there. Aichi is like a crossroads between Kyoto, Osaka, and Tokyo. It's right in the middle. And a lot of people, there was talk in the 1990s when I came to Japan, and again in 2000, to move the capital, I'm serious about this. There was a lot of talk to move the capital of Japan from Tokyo to Nagoya. So then Nagoya would increase in size because it's the third or fourth largest city. It's the industrial hub of Japan. A lot of manufacturing happens in Nagoya. Toyota, the big car company, is based near Nagoya in Aichi-ken in a city called Toyota. But if they'd moved the capital in Nagoya, I think that would have been a good thing, because then Tokyo, which is already too crowded, would have a lot more, better mobility, because VIPs come here, because politicians close down roads, because there's so many embassies here. It is a pain in the neck to get around Tokyo in certain areas. Like trying to move around the embassies is sometimes can be an incredible headache. The police presence is ridiculous too in those areas. So Tokyo, I think over the next 10 years, I'm hoping that the population doesn't increase like the curves say they do. I'm hoping that, they said by 2050, like 50% of Japan's gonna be living in Tokyo, okay? All the jobs are gonna be here. I hope that's not the case. So I'm really excited when I see an abandoned school turned into a hotel. And if you'd like to see that, go to the beginning of this video in the playback. Thanks everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe from Murakami, but probably definitely from the Shinkansen. Probably definitely, if I can manage to get the time, because I'll be heading back to Tokyo around 3:30 p.m., which is a little bit late for the US. So I'll try to do something in the morning, because this isn't fair. Anyone in the US who's watching this, what are you doing up? It's like the middle of the night. All right, everybody. Irvin, good night. Oyasumi nasai. And to the rest of you, good day. Well, maybe to our Singaporean and Australian friends here. But everybody in the UK, good afternoon. And in America, good morning. And you missed it. And to Joy in the Philippines, who's still up. Thank you, Joy. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow.